They told us healthcare would get cheaper, but now families are staring down $30,000 bills and hospitals are collapsing under the weight. The Biden administration promised relief, but what we got is broken promises, power grabs, and big pharma giveaways. Let's break down the truth they don't want you to hear.
And third, Mr. Chairman, the United States Senate is not doing its job. Healthcare. Citizens of the United States, our employers, our taxpayers, and our families pay the most and get the least. That has been persistent and chronic, and it's not being addressed, it's being aggravated. Let me be specific. In Vermont, a family of four that makes $82,000 in income with premium support on Obamacare now pays $6,970 for their health care premium. That is going to increase $23,000 to $30,000. That is unaffordable, it's shocking, and it's cruel. The big beautiful bill that we're talking about, Vermonters are going to lose 45,000 families lose health care. That is going to be a hammer blow to our hospitals because those folks who lose health care don't get a guarantee they won't get sick, and they're going to show up at our community hospitals. Our community hospitals are going to treat them, and they aren't going to be compensated. And it's why Vermont community hospitals are on a financial thin ice, and that's true that about 338 hospitals around our country are in danger of closing. Second, Mr. Chairman, I believe the Secretary made assurances to this committee, and he has not kept the promises he made. Prices have not come down, they've gone up. He assured Senator Cassidy that he would not change the standards for vaccine review. Yet since his confirmation, all 17 members of the Vaccine Advisory Board have been fired by him. He has limited the use of COVID-19 vaccine. And he has inexplicably canceled $500 million in vaccine research and funding. So, I'm not surprised. Stephen Miller credited you with being the crown jewel of the cabinet. And my observation about the crown jewel of the cabinet and the policies of folks who get rewarded are the ones who fire those in service that speak truth to power. Susan Menares, we've gone over that, fired because she refused to fire herself, staff without cause, and refused to rubber stamp changes to the vaccine schedule without data. The head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics was fired because she gave a report with honest numbers about the job report. CIA Russia expert who'd been there for 30 years, fired after the meeting with Putin. So, Mr. President, that is serious and worrisome. But I want to finally end by challenging us in the United States Senate to do our job. We have a constitutional responsibility to be a check and balance. And the fear of our founders was that there would be a concentration of power in one branch, and that would lead to catastrophic consequences for our country. And what has Congress done? On oversight and advice and consent, we have confirmed a vaccine denier. On tariffs, we've given up our constitutional responsibility. On appropriations, we're bending the knee to an administration that is rescinding and decided what to spend and what not to spend, despite what our law in a bipartisan way was passed. We cannot cede power, and there are consequences. A crumbling healthcare system, a deficit exploding, and our allies losing faith in us. Mr. Secretary, in the past, you have accused some of my colleagues of being in the pocket of pharma shills. You did that with Senator Warren today. You've done it in the past with Senator Bennett and Senator Sanders. You are not a pharma shill. But I believe we have to fight pharma and bring down the prices. And Senator Cortez Masto spoke about the legislation that we now have that would reverse the $5 billion handout to Big Pharma in the One Big Beautiful Bill. And when I leave today, with Senator Wyden, we are going to go to the floor and seek unanimous consent to pass our legislation that would reverse that giveaway. And I ask you to put your policy in your body where your mouth is, and join us in supporting that bill to restore price negotiation power so those pharma prices can come down from being the highest in the world to something within range of reason. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Welcome back to Jace Manhwa. Before we get started, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss when we expose the truth the mainstream refuses to talk about. Now let's get into it. Senator Welch just laid it out on the Senate floor. He says America has a healthcare affordability crisis, and he's right about that part. But here's the problem. His so-called solutions and the Biden administration's policies behind them are making everything worse. Families in Vermont are now staring down healthcare costs of up to $30,000 a year. That's insane. That's not affordable healthcare. That's government-engineered bankruptcy for working families. And what else is happening? Our community hospitals are on thin ice. Hundreds across the country are at risk of closing their doors because this administration's policies strip coverage from families, then dump the cost back on small hospitals that can't absorb it. That's how you gut rural America. That's how you weaken the backbone of our communities. Welch also called out Secretary Kennedy for breaking promises. Prices didn't come down, they went up. He fired every single member of the Vaccine Advisory Board, canceled $500 million in research, and punished anyone inside government who dared tell the truth. That's not leadership. That's power consolidation, pure and simple. And Welch is right about something else too. The Senate isn't doing its job. Our founders warned us about unchecked power in one branch of government, and today we're watching it play out in real time. Congress has surrendered its authority, rubber-stamping Biden's agenda, giving up control over spending, and letting Big Pharma cash in while families drown in costs. Here's the bottom line. If we don't restore checks and balances, if we don't hold this administration accountable, we are going to keep getting higher prices, weaker communities, and a healthcare system that only serves elites and special interests. This isn't just about healthcare. It's about freedom, accountability, and whether the American people are in charge or whether unelected bureaucrats and corporate lobbyists run the show. Thanks for watching Jace Manhwa. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear the truth. Stay strong, stay free, and I'll see you in the next one.